actually, spagyric means alchemist or alchemical. Like, it literally means that. And it is the process of alchemizing a material for the purpose of medicine. It was used for the purpose of forging metals. But Paracelsus, back in the time of Alexander the Great, basically was saying, you know, we actually are, we have the skill to take simple things of nature and elevate them to godlike status through the process of alchemy. And not only can we do this with metals, but we can do it with medicine, and it will be better when we balance the masculine and feminine principles by infusing it with the methods of understanding all the elements involved, okay? Yeah. So as Ben was talking about with the oils and the salt and so forth, okay? If you take a plant material, so say I take, there's marshmallow right here, so I take this marshmallow, okay? And I put this in a mixture of alcohol and water, and I can change those mixtures around. So I could have more percentage alcohol, more percentage water, and it's different for different plants to extract their, what they call sort of like the metal aspect, the sulfurs, and they like to talk about mercury, and they like to talk about certain types of specific metals, and they also like to talk about the essential oil principles and the plant matter principles and the cellular principles. You can extract one level of it through the alcohol and the water, okay, into that substance. But you can't get those hard metal minerals out of it that way. But you can, if you then take that, what the leftover plant material is from that soaking, you take that and you burn it. And if you burn it into ash, because that's really a transformational forging process to put it through fire, you've changed it now. But now you can get access to the salts. You've made it into salts, and your body can recognize salts. Actually, you're making it into what's called in chemistry an ester, okay? And that particular ester now is elevated or changed. You've alchemized it, you've transformed it, you've forged the material into something your body can recognize and use, okay? Now, what was incredible, the thinking, was that one of those processes is more masculine than the other. So the water process, the water extract of the plant, that's the feminine, and the burning and the masculine, and the mineral side is that part of it. And you want to put that together in a oneness, right? And so you put those two things together, and that's what a spagyric formula actually is. And some companies take it a step further, and they actually make it into a homeopathic spagyric. They take that potency and they dilute it in what's called succussion, which is a specific way of agitating the solution so that it vibrates. Specifically, we know water holds memory, so it will actually hold a new level of the memory of all of that masculine feminine medicine, so pinpoint precise that you will not have side effects. Because side effects, like if you do the dabbing, right, it can be strong and you might have side effects. But if you get subtle, you'll have different responses to the body. Sometimes you need a strong medicine and a forceful act, but sometimes you want to just do a gentle intracellular drainage. And some of the spagyrics that are my favorite do exactly that. They actually mobilize the inside of the cell to remove its toxic waste into the extracellular, where you can do what most people know as detoxification, to then clean up the extracellular matrix of those waste products. And you can do it with different organ systems depending on the plants that you've alchemized and then combined. So the remedies are like, so we did the marshmallow, right? Well, say we did the clover, and say we did, like, you know, this white clover here, flower, and say we did a bunch, and we figured that this plant does that, this plant does that, this plant does that, but if we put them together, it does this whole organ action. Okay? So there's companies that make all these kinds of remedies to do these specific gentle actions on the body. But this is like one of the most ancient things that we have, is to say we can take what God made or what nature made and elevate it to, because they believe that that we have God-like properties, and that we have a right, that we have to take nature and transform it into something better. It's like a divine right to do it. And that's the process, like to sort of simplify what that means. And so you're not just, I'm going to pick the plant, I'm going to eat it, and I'm going to use it. This is now forging medicine.
Right.
Okay.
That's a beautiful way of putting it.
So I hope that
So I wanted to clarify a point.
No! No!
Oh.
There's somebody going by on a bicycle.
Hey! You're all right. They just have never seen a